Got a chance for that dream job, not sure what to do next? This video will help you make a great first impression. We've got you covered with 12 tips that would help you establish yourself and what you're capable of. If you're in for the first round interview, it's important to stand out from the competition. With only a few finalists left, you want to make sure you make a strong impression. Don't miss any more tips. Hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications. Let's dive into these tips for making a great first impression. Tip 1. Arrive early and be prepared. Don't be late for the interview. Set an alarm and make sure you factor in traffic, parking, and walking time if it's an in-person interview. Test the technology beforehand if it's a video interview. If you rush into the interview because you're late, it shows that you're not organized and not prepared. This is not a good first impression as it tells the interviewer that you're not in control of your calendar. Make sure you arrive on time and calm to make the best first impression. For on-site interviews, tip number 2 is to give a firm handshake. It shows confidence and makes an impression. Avoid a weak or sweaty handshake. Also, dress appropriately to boost confidence. If you're unsure of the dress code, ask your recruiter for clarification. You wouldn't want to be underdressed or overdressed, as you're probably going to be pretty self-conscious in that interview. Another tip is to bring copies of your resume to the interview. Even if the interviewer already has a copy, it's still a good idea to have one just in case. And if it's a virtual interview, have your resume ready to send over email or chat. This shows that you're prepared and really engaged with the opportunity. Now, the next one is something that a lot of people actually struggle with. It's remembering all the interviewers' names. It can be tough, especially if you're in a panel interview with multiple people. Write their names down when they introduce themselves. Use a memory trick or anything that will help you remember. It shows you're prepared and respectful to remember their names. Another tip that will help you make a great first impression is to make sure to carefully read the job description at least twice before the actual interview. This will allow you to better understand the requirements of the job and show that you're prepared and interested. Ask any clarifying questions you have about the job description. Don't walk into the interview not knowing what the job is about. This has happened before and typically doesn't end in an offer. So, take the time to understand the job requirements before the interview and be prepared. Before the interview, it's also important to do some research on the company. It'll help you answer the inevitable question: what do you know about the company? The interviewer wants to see how interested you are in the job. If you haven't done any research, it shows the interviewer that you're not taking the interview seriously. So, research the company, but try to make it sound natural when you talk about it. Spouting off random facts about the company doesn't impress interviewers. We want to see you engaged in the type of work you'd be doing or the division you'd be working for. So, if you can find news about the division or a relevant project, it's more interesting than just repeating facts from Wikipedia. Eye contact is important during the interview process. If you're introverted, practice making eye contact in front of a camera. The more you do it, the more comfortable you'll feel speaking with eye contact. But don't make it uncomfortable. It's okay to take breaks and be natural, but show engagement in the interview and make good eye contact. The next tip is a big no-no. Don't badmouth your current or past employer or boss. Even if you had a rough time, try to stay positive. Trash talking will only hurt your chances of making a good impression. Instead, put a positive spin on any negative experiences and show that you can make the best of a tough situation. It'll leave a much better impression on the interviewer. When answering questions, make sure to be direct and thorough. If you tend to talk a lot, be aware of that during the interview. Try to keep your answers under 3 minutes. If you find yourself talking for longer, you may be rambling. Listen carefully to the question and give the interviewer what they want. Now, at the end of the interview, they might ask if you have any questions. Don't try to convince them you're the best fit for the job. By then, they already have an idea if they want to move forward with you or not. If they liked your interview, you're good to go. If not, there's not much you can do. However, be careful not to say anything that could move you from the yes pile to the no pile. If they ask if you have any questions, keep them related to the job and your interest in it. Don't keep selling yourself because it's an opportunity to mess things up. For the final tip, we'll talk about something not everyone does: sending a follow-up note. It doesn't have to be fancy, just a simple thank you to the interviewers you talk to. This little extra effort will set you apart from the other candidates who may not be doing it. Even better, if you can write a handwritten note and send it to the interviewer. The note itself won't guarantee you get the job, but it won't hurt and it'll make a great impression. I've seen hiring managers say, "Why didn't they send a thank you note? They must not have been that interested." So, make sure to take a few minutes to send a customized email to each interviewer, especially the hiring manager. During the interview, try to get their business card or email address before it ends. Alright, so those are some tips for you to make a great first impression on your interview. If you apply this and some other strategy that we speak about on the rest of our channel, you're going to give yourself a great leg up on the competition. If you are looking for more resources that will help you, then we suggest you take a look at our related video about 10 questions to ask the hiring manager during your job interview. This will not only increase your chances of getting hired, but also have an idea if the employer is a great fit for you. So, make sure you check it out. Appreciate you watching, happy interviewing, and we will see you on the next one.